I am back with more new products from Sephora. Today we're tackling the Patrick Ta new blushes. There's 4 new colors and also a new blush brush that I also have here. That's what we're going to do today. I'm going to compare the colors with some older ones and put it on our cheeks to see how it looks like. Also, I was at Sephora the other day and saw that Summer Friday came out with new colors from their lip oils. There's 4 new colors. I actually only picked 3 because the other one was like a kind of basic warm beigey color that I have so many of, but these were the colors that I was actually excited. So I'm also gonna put those on and show you how those look like. And that's it. Hope you guys will enjoy it. Make sure you subscribe down below and you can follow me on Instagram for just random stuff. And that's it. Let's get started. Let's start with the lip oils, and these are $26 each, I'm pretty sure. Yes. And there's 4 new colors like I mentioned. I do own the other colors. And then there's this other beigey color. It's called Warm Beige, and it's a nourishing touch of sheer warm beige. It looked very similar to my lips, so I just skipped that one. But I have here the pinkier one, which I'm very excited, a very kind of nudie peachy one, and this one is stunning. So let's just try them on. On my lips right now, I have the Sachu lip liner in Hazel, and I do think I put Anywhere Caffeine just to kind of fix the edges. So we're just gonna apply it over what we have. Let's start with this color right here. This is the one that I was most excited about because I love a nudie peachy color that's not too pink, it's not too cool tone, and this looked really pretty. The color is right there. These are sheer. I really like the formula, but the only issue I have with these is that I feel like I go through them so fast, but I do like them. Okay. I love how these feel, how they make your lips look. I love this color. It's so beautiful. But like I mentioned, I do go through them quite quickly because I have to reapply quite often. They don't last a long time. It is that like light oily feel that's not sticky at all, and it's super shiny. But because it's not sticky at all, I feel like it just doesn't last long. Oh, I love this one. This is called Bare Sand. How pretty is that? That's gonna be my go-to color. It's gonna go straight in my makeup bag. Next we have Rosebud, which is more of a cool tone rose compared to the other rose that they have, or the other pink that they have. You can see right there, it's like a baby pink. I really like the other pink that they have. It's actually behind the camera in the back, so I don't have them with me right now to swatch. Ooh, I love this one as well. Okay, yeah. I think these colors I like more than the first release that they had. Wow, that is so pretty. That's beautiful. It's not too warm. The other one was more of a brighter pink with a little bit of warmth in it. This has more of that kind of cool tone, but it's not too cool tone. This is the color Rosebud. And last one is a little deeper, and I think it's absolutely stunning. I tried this one on my hand in store, and I was like, look at that pigment. This has a lot more pigment than the other ones. So let's put this on with a darker brown. Oh, this will look beautiful. Look at that color. Oh yes. Put it on the top. I am actually shocked how pigmented this is. I was expecting maybe a wash of color, but this is very pigmented. I love it. Like, love this. This is one of those colors where you don't have to commit to a full-on red. It still gives you a pop of color, but it's very wearable. Like, I would feel comfortable wearing this with no makeup on and just this around my lips. Maybe just a little bit of concealer and I'd be happy. I love this one. This is Midnight Berry. I am gonna put this one, the really nude one, on just because I feel like it's gonna work with all the blushes that I'm gonna wear today. Bare Sand is back on and it is beautiful. I think out of all of them, This is my favorite color. I just love a very peachy nudie shade. I feel like it works with any lip liner, so I think I'm gonna get a lot of use out of this. Thoughts on this release? You guys know I already like the formula. I have all the other colors, but I have to say that these colors I love so much more than the other ones. I think they did incredible with the color selection, and the formula, I love it, but just remember they are not very long lasting. You have to reapply these, but I don't mind. I love them. Okay, let's move on to the Patrick Ta blushes. Here is the new blush brush, and this is for face number 6. He does have a bigger one that's very similar to this. The packaging feels hefty. I do not own that brush, but this was the only one available in store. Actually, if the bigger one was available in store, I probably would have picked that one up as well because it looked really nice and just kind of heavy duty. So we're stuck with the smaller one. But if I really like the formula or like the bristles, I may purchase the big one. I'm really into dual brushes right now. And this is how it looks like. One side right here is nice and fluffy. And then this one, it is cut at an angle, and this is for cream. This is for the powder. It feels actually nice and soft. It looks like it wouldn't be soft. Is it just me? To me, this looks like it would be scratchy. It's actually nice. So Patrick Ta came out with 4 new colors in his dual blush collection. I love the formula. I love the creams. In here, the powders are nice, but I think the cream is where it shines. And these are the other ones that I have. I also have one of his holiday collection. I've had a couple other ones, I think, and I've just given them away. But these are the 4 new colors. We have She Knows Who She Is, which I have not tried. But look at that color. This reminds me a little bit of Teddy from Rouge blushes, which I love. So I'm very curious about that. She Goes to the Gym, another one that I have not tried. And this is one that I wasn't super excited to pick up. Honestly, I picked it up for the video alone because I have so many colors like this, but it does look beautiful. And I think majority of you guys are excited about this one. And then we have She Left Me on Red. I've already done a review or reel on this one, and I love this color so much. Look at that red. Wow. And then the last one is She's Seductive. I've only tried this one once in my last video, and it is absolutely stunning. So let me swatch them. Here are the swatches. We have She's Seductive, She Goes to the Gym, She Knows Who She Is, and She Left Me on Red. And I love the colors, like love them. She's Seductive is gonna be my go-to. I love a good red. This one intrigues me. This one's a little bit more basic for me, but I think a lot of people are gonna love that. I will compare the colors at the end, and I'll make sure to put timestamps below if you're interested in a comparison with whatever I have. But let's put these on. I'm gonna start with She's Seductive. It is the lightest one. And I'm gonna take the powder, work it into the brush. The brush is very nice and soft. And then go on my cheeks. I tried this color once and I loved it. I mean, loved it. I was shocked how much I liked it. I knew a color like this was something that I would love and wear all the time, but I like the undertone. I think I like this more than his other one. I think it's called Not Too Much. That one is beautiful, but there's something about the undertone of this that I like a little bit better. I have a very thin layer of foundation. I have the Hourglass foundation, but sheared out. So you're gonna see kind of my freckles through. It is not full coverage, it is light coverage. But I'm gonna build this up a little bit more so you can see the color. But these are very pigmented. You don't need a ton of product. I'm gonna take the other side and take some of this cream, and wow, definitely added too much. This packs a ton of product on, so probably should have taken some off on my hand, but that's okay. At least you guys can really see the color now. There's something about this color that I adore. I love this color so much. I love the finish. Look at the glow. Yeah, this is one of my favorite go-to colors from Patrick Ta so far. I think it's stunning. Here is the color She's Seductive. You can absolutely use the cream on your lips. I've done that many times and it just kind of ties in everything. But yeah, that is a beautiful shade. I am cleaning the brush a little bit in between. I do want to use the same brush. And we'll move on to She Goes to the Gym. I'm gonna take a little bit all over and then I'm gonna work the product into the brush and then go on my cheeks and slowly build up this color and see how this looks like. It's definitely more pinky mauvey shade. From what I've seen online, a lot of people love this shade. And it's pretty, but it's one that I could have done without. The only reason I've purchased is for this video and for you guys to see it. But it's not ugly. Like, it's not an ugly color, something that I don't like. It's just, you know, I have so many of these kind of pinky mauvey shades. But I think this would be beautiful kind of on the nose, on the lips as well. It's really pretty. And then the cream side, I'm gonna work it into the brush first and then go and apply it. Yeah, that's definitely more pink. I definitely feel like this one fits my coloring better than this one. But I've seen so many girls online pull this off so nicely. It was like made for them. I'm building up the color just a little bit more. So hopefully the camera will be able to pick it up and you guys can tell the difference. And here is the color She Goes to the Gym. Here is She's Seductive. And then She Goes to the Gym. Let's wipe this off and try these two colors. Oh, these are exciting. Let's move on to this color right here. She Left Me on Red. And this is so pigmented. I cannot emphasize that enough. Like look at that. That is a lot of pigment. But because we want an even application, I will kind of coat my brush and then definitely work it quite a lot into my hand and into the brush, and only then you go on your cheeks. If you try to apply this straight on your cheek, you are going to look absolutely ridiculous. Unless you have deeper skin tone, obviously these blushes that are very pigmented are going to work so great for you. But for us who lack some color, we have to be extra gentle, okay, with colors like these. And we can absolutely make them work, you know, but just be a little bit more careful, that's all. Now, I love a red blush, like love them. It's one of my favorite colors. I think they are so underrated and they are so beautiful. I mean, look at that color. Stunning. Love, love, love this. And taking my foundation brush, just kind of clean the edges. You can definitely see my sunspots and some freckles. I do not mind that at all. I love it. I love this color so much. Now let's take the cream and I will do the same thing. I will add quite a bit and then work it into my hand or take off a lot of it. And with this color, I've actually worn just the cream by itself before and it was stunning. But of course I have to show you both. Oh, I think the cream just makes the powder melt and look more seamless, and it gives that kind of natural glow. This is obviously very pigmented and I intentionally want to apply more on camera, otherwise the camera won't be able to pick it up quite as well. So we always have to over apply on camera, but I love this color. I think it's just so fresh and healthy. I did have some questions on my reel on Instagram, and I had questions about which one do I prefer, this one or the Chanel one. And I have to be honest with you, the Chanel one, it's easier to work with. It is more of that putty formula and it is not as pigmented as this. So if you're fairer or light, even light to medium skin tone, I think that that one, it's just going to be easier to work with. This is quite pigmented, so I have to be extra careful. It's absolutely stunning. I love the tone of the red. I like the brightness that it has, but it is very pigmented. Mostly that powder one. The powder scares even me a little bit, so I always like really work it into my hand before I go to my cheek. But they're both beautiful. Here is the Chanel one that I'm talking about. This is more orangey, as you can see. It's like orange, and the Patrick Ta is almost more pink than orange. You see the difference? They're different colors, and they're gonna pull different on your cheeks as well. See them side by side right there. That's the Chanel one. And then this is the Patrick Ta. I definitely can see a difference here. But can you see how smooth the Chanel is? That formula makes it so easy to work with a color like this. The Patrick Ta is just a little bit harder because it's so pigmented, and the cream is quite emollient and wet. So you just have to be more careful. I love the Patrick Ta, don't get me wrong, but if I were to suggest one, and you're just getting to reds, I think you should go for the Chanel. I think this is the cream to powder formula. I just think it's easier to work with. This is more orange. By the way, the name of the Chanel one is Rouge Franc. I need to spray this brush and clean it. I do like this brush. I have to say that I was a little bit hesitant just because it's so small, and I like a bigger brush. So the product applies a little bit softer, but this is quite airy. However, I just sprayed this. It did not take the red out at all. So let's try that again. If you use that red, you may stain your brushes, by the way. Yeah, it is nice and stained. And this thing usually takes a lot out, but that's okay. I don't care. Let's go with this color. I am so excited. It is very deep. I think I can make this work. Again, I'm gonna make sure it's in there before I go on my cheeks. Look at that color. Yes. And blending it out. I have to say that I like the brush quite a lot, and I think I may order the bigger one. I have one of those rewards from Sephora, so I may use my money towards that. Okay, so this color sheared out is not as deep as I thought it would be. Not quite as a brown. I have some eczema right there, so there's a dry patch there, so the brush may cling to that some. I've had that issue, I don't know, for a couple of weeks. But yeah, I feel like this one out of all of them is a little bit patchier because it is quite deep, and you know, I am quite fair. So that is the first thing I've noticed, is that, okay, I feel like I have to work with this color more to blend it in. It could also have something to do with my kind of eczema right there. But let's take the cream, okay, and work it into the brush. Look at my hand. Better not get on my white top. Let's wipe these off. And I'm gonna apply this cream here. Okay, with the cream, I like the color much better. Definitely very pigmented and obviously deep. These are not necessarily for my skin tone, you know, but I still like to try them, swatch them for you. I think this will be beautiful for deeper skin tone. Of course, taking my foundation brush and just cleaning up the edges here. Here is She Knows Who She Is, the blush applied, powder, and cream on top. This is a deeper, more terracotta color. It's very pigmented, so I had to be very careful. And I have to say that this brush, I felt like I struggled a little bit with the deeper colors. I like a more bigger, airier brush for colors like these because it disperses the product a little bit easier. This was a little bit too precise, and so then I had to really blend it out. Mostly if you have such a big difference in depth and color compared to your skin tone, airier is better in general. A brush that's airier, that kind of applies the product softer, and I just found that works better. So something like the BK Beauty A507, I would use this one for the cream section in this, and maybe this rougher brush. This is the Soko, I think Soko brush. I love it. It's very airy and bigger, so I think it would blend in easier. But this, I think if you have deeper skin tone, it's going to be absolutely beautiful. I have to be very, very careful because it's so pigmented, but it's still a beautiful color. I prefer the red. I think the red is just brighter, and I honestly think red, it doesn't matter how fair or deep you are. I think anybody can pull off a good red color. And those are the 4 new colors from Patrick Ta. I really like the shade variety in there. I love She's Seductive. I think that's definitely my favorite, the one that I probably would use the most. It's probably the last one I'm going to open. Yes, it is going to be the last one. I open all of them before this one, but this is just for my skin tone. It's going to be a great everyday blush. I think it's absolutely stunning. I'm actually gonna wipe my makeup and put this one for the day. My second one is the red one. I love these colors. I think they're beautiful. There's just something so bright and fresh when you apply a good red color, but I wouldn't apply it with this brush. I would apply it with something a little bit more airy, just so I don't have to blend it out as much. Okay, so I just opened up all my Patrick Ta blushes on the table just to see if I have any dupes. Let's start with the red one and just put that aside because there's absolutely not one that I have in here that's even remotely close to this one. So this one's special. We're going to put that aside. Now with this one, She Knows Who She Is. I have this, I think this was a limited edition, but he did come out with these colors individually. So this one is She's Baked. I'm going to swatch it right here. And then next to it, we'll do She Knows Who She Is. And that is the comparison. She Knows Who She Is. It's very deep. It's probably the deepest one that he has. At least it's the deepest one that I have from his collection. So I don't think they're similar. And the tone is different. She's Baked has a lot more pink in it. And this one has more brown in it. Besides that, I don't have another one that's similar to this one, so we'll put that one aside. Now for the next one, let's do She's Seductive. I feel like I have some that are very similar to this. I have here Not Too Much, and this seems very similar to She's Seductive. Look at that. She's Seductive and Not Too Much. They look very similar. At the top, we have She's Seductive, and then Not Too Much. Not Too Much has more pink in it, and it's a little lighter. She's Seductive, it's just more neutral compared to this one. It doesn't have as much pink, and I think it's more pigmented as well. I love both of these colors. They are different for sure, but if you have one, do you need the other one? Probably not. I do have She's Blushing as well. So we're going to swatch this right under here. Here we have She's Blushing. You can see that She's Seductive is just more muted, just more softer. And then She's Blushing is just a little bit brighter and warmer, actually. It has more warmth in it. This, if anything, has more of that mauviness in it compared to She's Blushing. And then I do want to swatch She Goes to the Gym next to all of these so we can see them. I don't have all of his blushes, so I'm just swatching the ones that are similar that I have. Okay, She Goes to the Gym. You can see how much mauvier it is compared to all of them. It's not even in the same color story as the other ones. So I don't have anything that is similar to this color. It's very mauvey, definitely more on the pinkier side. But I do have She's So LA, which is my favorite color from him. I think it's stunning and it's probably my most used one. This is definitely a very terracotta color. And this is going to be the most kind of brown terracotta color out of all of them. So those are the comparison. Again, She's Seductive, Oh, not too much. She's so LA. She's blushing and she goes to the gym. Honestly, if you have fair skin, these two, she's seductive and not too much, are going to be your go-to. I think they're absolutely stunning. I bet on the cheek, they're not going to look that different. I'm just going to blend them out a little bit. Yeah. Just very similar ones, just a little bit more pink. But the rest are not similar. Hopefully those swatches were helpful, just seeing them side by side. I think it helped me kind of see what I have, and obviously not all these colors are meant to work for everybody. I feel like She's Seductive worked really well for me, and I really like the red one. The other ones, I don't think that they were necessarily for me. Obviously, the deeper one is very intense. I would have to be very careful and work with it like a lot before it would look really good on my skin. But for deeper skin tones, that color, I think it's going to be absolutely stunning. But yeah, those are the Patrick Ta new blushes and the lip oil from Summer Friday. I love that color from the lip oil, the Bear, Nude Bear. I don't even know the name. I don't even know where I put them. There's just so much makeup on the table. Which, talking about makeup, I'm starting my declutter, so make sure you subscribe. Down below you have your notifications on to see a massive declutter of my makeup. I am so excited to have an organized, just a little bit more reduced makeup of the products that I really like. Like today, I purchased a lot of makeup, even though it's not necessarily for my skin tone, but it's helpful for you guys to see it. But I don't need to keep it, right? Like, it's not going to get used, so I would love to just give it to friends and family and stuff like that. Find a better place for them. But that's it for now, guys. I will see you in my next video. Bye.